I am the chair of Legal and Governance Committee, of which one of its functions is to come up with a strategic plan. So today, I'm really very happy that today is one of our many meetings that we have been having to ensure that we as a County Public Service Board of Elgeyo Marakwet County must not really work from the dark. And I really want to thank the Excellency the Governor for happily believing in us. I remember in one of the meetings we have been attending, at least he has been really encouraging us to come with this document. And today, as a board, having this meeting where we have the governor, we have the deputy governor, we have the entire executive, we have the county assembly, it gives me pleasure that they really respected these documents. And I want to say, we really clap for them. Can you have a clap? So today, I want to say that when we came on board 1.5 years ago, we met ourselves, we identified ourselves, we had a chair, we had our secretary, we recruited the secretariat, and we realized that we must have a document. And I really want to thank the was issue County Public Service Board for happily provoking us. From the beginning, we have been thinking that we are the champions. You know, that is how actually. But later on, we now have, a county of champions. There is Eldoret, they say the town, they say the of champions, the city of champions, and then now they are also still going, the home of champions. So at least we really wanted to become the real champions. And we thought of coming up with this document. We don't actually which one is the way forward. We had limited resources, and then we thought of engaging a consultant. We actually weighed alternatives. And eventually we settled that why can we have it in-house? They are all made product. So today, I said the governor, the product you are going to learn today is actually a homemade product, whereby everybody else have actually participated. I remember we had the executive led by the Excellency Governor. We also met the county assembly. We also, met with our neighbors, housing issue. We went further to the Public Service Commission. We also had stakeholders, the Council of Elders, because we wanted their blessings. We also, met with the unions. We also almost met with almost everybody, whereby these products were discussed. These were actually your ideas. Can you clap for your ideas? The document we have today is actually a very simple document, which actually contains all what we have to say. It contains all our prayers, where we want to start and where we are actually be moving. So I want to welcome you, all of you, so that we really participate in launching these documents, so that after this document, we shall actually, we as the board, we shall be very proud, know very well that we shall be using a document, whereby, noted by the governor, we have the entire executive and including our neighbors, so that you become witnesses in this particular document. So today, Your Excellency, mine is just to welcome you, and I really also want to thank the chair, our chair. We have been in several meetings, and one thing we have noted, that our chair is the youngest chair of the board members in the whole of the Republic. Can you clap for that again? Until young as he is, then he is able to fool us. Me as champion, I'm actually past 50, but I'm really cope with their speed. You can imagine I would cope with the speed of the chair to this particular time. So I just want to thank everybody. I want to thank you for actually turning up. When I look at your faces, you are actually our true friends. Today when I came here, I was saying, would the cities be more? But now that the house almost full, I feel that we are actually friends. So I don't mind to say, but I just want to say it is a document in-house product. We don't also actually looking around to say, suppose we engage a consultant. Yes, I know the document will be very expensive. Then again, we might not internalize the documents. And then we have recruited so much. We have the economists, we have the planners, and we have been reading the document, and we say, let us actually prepare this document together. So the document we are going to learn today is actually an in-house document. I know it may not be the best product, but at the moment, I feel, as a member of the board, as the chair of that committee, that is this the best thing we could do under all those circumstances. So I just want to welcome everybody today, so that we share together and we also, learn together as we move forward. Where we are today, for our friends, this is the table. I know somebody has said you have to plan. If you don't plan, then you might also fail. So this is a place where, apart from the highland, very good, it's another area also which at times we have to plan even what to wear. I'm sorry, we did not tell you in advance that maybe those, with the neckties, maybe you can do it, because, or with the heavy, whatever. But this is how some of the challenges we have in life. Sometimes, through experience, you can plan better. So this is the table, and I really want to say that we are very happy. I was told that we are after the first ones today to actually use this particular building. And I really I'm very much excited. So I just want to say welcome to our county and share with us. So I don't have.
We wish to thank you very much today for joining us. Indeed, this is an important day in the life of, in the calendar of the Elgeyo Marakwet County Public Service Board, which is the inaugural board. And being the pioneers, our work is easy and also difficult. Easy in the sense that we don't have a president. There is no one who is judging us based on what was done before. But challenging in the sense that we must set standards and the right standards for the next board to find it necessary to deliver at that level We've been in office for 1.5 years, and we wish to thank you all. We wish to thank His Excellency the Governor for the support that you have given us for the time we've been in office. All of us, those of you who are here today, you've been our source of support and encouragement. You have supported us in one way or another. And today, what we are launching today is what we have done from September to now, a very short period. And they say that the test of the pudding is in the eating. So this ceremony, in as much as it is important, the magnitude of it will be tested on how we are going to deliver on the promises that we have laid down in the plan. And they say in common English that if you do not plan, you're planning to do what? To fail. So today this is a testimony that indeed the County Public Service Board of Elgeyo Marakwet is not planning to fail. We are planning to succeed, and we will not succeed on our own. We will succeed with your help. And our success will be the success of the Elgeyo Marakwet County and our posterity. Thank you very much. I don't want to take bad time. Senior, senior, and I realized that the name are stuck. When we have visitors coming to the office, they tell him, senior, senior. So we feel challenged because we started the name jokingly, and it has stuck. We started by saying Wamule, so I will do it belatedly. What am I again? Abugan? What was Tanzania? How do they say? Oriana, isn't it? So, Baringo, I don't know. Thank you very much. And
as we go take out the government of Elgeyo Marakwet, we need to be one. Yeah, let me do that number, and then God will bless us. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, yeah. Once again,
The governor cannot do it.
this is best alone.
You cannot do it alone.
If you want to DJ, what's the
You
name?
want
Here we go.
Oh, Vietnam gang go no. 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 I love this way you say it, man. You can use it forever. Listen to this.
Kidole kimoja mama hakivunji chawa. Kidole kimoja mama hakivunji chawa. Kidole kimoja mama hakivunji chawa. Oh, ni mzima wa zamani. Ni mfumo wa kale. Oh, lakini kwa sasa tumefungua. Kibalenge, Kominante, Kibalenge, Kobandatai, Kibalenge, tunaweza Kibalenge, Kobote.
Ladies and gentlemen, the business council. That's it.
Oh, Vietnam gay go no. Oh, Vietnam gay go no. Oh, Vietnam gay go no. Oh, Vietnam gay go no.
I'm telling you, the other nations are together. What the
This is what's wrong.
What can I say? I think Never ever. Thank you so much. And God bless you.
We want to sincerely thank this government for inviting us to be together with you today to celebrate the achievements and the efforts which you have done towards coming up with this document. We are happy to be here. We want really to say at least this is a difference. It's making a difference in the things you are doing in this county. As you have heard, I come from Nandi County. My name is Samuel Cho. I'm the chairman of the Nandi County Family Service Board. And I have been told please to say something on behalf of the board represented here. Mr. Tanui, who is the chairman of the Council, was supposed to do it, but on his behalf, I'm making this speech. I want to bring greetings from our governor, Dr. Elgeyo Marakwet, and all the people of Nandi. I think when we are here, we are representing them. And we want each one of you, when you go to your various counties, those who have come from the service, please pass our greetings.
Well, Your Excellency, I must congratulate the County Public Service Board for Elgeyo Marakwet for what they have done in this process of coming up with a strategic plan. Usually it's very difficult for each one of us to evaluate ourselves. Yeah? Strategic planning is about making people look at you. Yeah? You know, there are a lot of successes, there are a lot of benefits, a lot of weaknesses within an institution. But having people to look and evaluate you from an outside perspective is usually, you know, we fear. But public service board went ahead and said we want to have a strategic plan that will give us a focus of where we are going in the next 5 years, which includes also coming up with that focus. You cannot do that without having people evaluate you. All the stakeholders that one way or another play a role in your delivery of mandate, they must evaluate you in the successes, strengths, and others. So congratulations, Chairman and the Secretary and the board members for undertaking to do this process. There are a lot of benefits based on coming up with a strategic plan. One of which, of course, is for the last 3 years we've been having, for example, these new institutions coming as a county, where in other cases even the members of the public may not necessarily know the roles of each of these institutions as a county. And a strategic plan comes in handy in delineating the functions amongst all the institutions. So a strategic plan is very important in that aspect. Well, again, all of the entities here, we've been fighting over, not really fighting, we've been competing for the small resources that we have in our budgets. Yeah? And there is no other way in justifying the allocations that we get in lobbying for more. Yeah, nobody can lobby for less, of course, but in lobbying for more, well, there must be justifications, and one of which is the strategic plan, where you must say, I want to deliver the following, but those same strategies has accompanying costs. So strategic planning is very important in that process, and I'm urging all the other entities to follow suit of Public Service Board of Elgeyo Marakwet. Well, I think our Department of Health has gone ahead. I think it's now within the County Assembly for consideration, the strategic plan for the Department of Health. Other departments, I think they are in the process, but it is paramount that all of us follow suit. Because it's an international good practice now to do the same, so that we can be able to justify our budget and other benefits that accrue with the strategic plan. Well, wandering in the forest is usually very difficult without signposts. Yeah. So strategic plan also gives us a signpost of where we are headed in the forest. If you are lost, for example, what are your mandates? What are your functions? What are visions and all those related to strategic plan?
without a strategic plan, you can get lost in the forest. Yeah? So a strategic plan also comes in handy in having a direction for an institution. Yeah? So those are the benefits that we accrue from this. Well, there are many others, yeah? As we will see when the guest will launch the strategic plan. But we will urge also those best practices that we can also replicate from other counties, given that they are here with us today. We could do the same in our counties. Even if the mandates for boards across the country are the same, there are best practices that can be adopted and be borrowed in other counties, even institutions. So I will urge all of us to open our eyes even as we look at the document, so that we can enrich further, because there are also midterm evaluations as we move forward. Well, when the board came up with the desire to have a strategic plan, they have many options, probably they have told you, but they decided again that given probably the proximity with the executive within the county, and probably the experiences we were having coming up with other policy documents previously, they decided that we do it locally. So on that aspect, we want to congratulate the board for having the confidence to bestow upon a unit within a county to do the strategic plan on their behalf. So that alone gives a clap on what we've achieved as a county. So thank you to the board for doing that. Well, also I have my bosses here. I have the chief officer, I think finance is around, the CC is there. Well, also in reporting to the deputy governor, the county secretary, all of them, they accorded us the time and the energy to focus on doing the strategic plan, in addition to the normal mandate that we do at the county. So for that I say thank you. Well, I didn't do it alone. I have colleagues also in the office. They always like hiding behind, yeah. But when it comes to such a function, they do very well. So I want to congratulate One Boske is behind there. Yeah. There is also the Boske is there. Felix is there. And we've left another economist in the office called Tanui. We also wish to thank them for the support that we have. All of you, one way or another, we enriched the document. It was only us who are leading the process so that we are guided in one direction. So when I see, I think those are the comments I intended to make. But let us all focus in one way. In one way of doing it is having a strategic plan. We have 12 more entities within the country, because we have around 9 departments, and there are other departments per se that we really want to have strategic plans for the same, so that we can focus our strategies together as a county. So thank you very much.
Your Excellency the Governor, the Deputy Governor, our County Member of Parliament, Leader of Majority, OCC's President, Chair of the Committee on Public Service and ICT, and other chairs in the House, committee chairs of the County Assembly, members of the County Assembly, chief officers, chairman of the board, and all board members, all staff present, members of the public. Good afternoon. Good afternoon once more. Karibuni. Welcome to today's event. Although I'm saying it midway, but I want to really thank you for coming. We started this process in way early in the year, around January 2013, but we never did much. We were still thinking and grasping. We finished our board charter, and we realized that it was very hard to develop plans and focus to do non-operational things, strategic things, things that probably need a long shot, things that need more investment, things that need more planning. And so we grappled with it until around September, when we gave ourselves a big target to launch the strategic plan. I think it was on the first week of December. So we were top gear. We came up with an action plan, engaged those stakeholders, went round. When we went to Wazingishu and we listened to them, we realized we needed to do more. So we came back and we changed the dates because we needed to incorporate in our roadmap, in our plan for developing the strategic plan, some components of feedback and some components of a wider consultation. So from there, we went out again and took views from other stakeholders, including the community, and also had the opportunity to come and give out to our stakeholders draft plan. So which we did in January. So and from all those engagements, we got additions and subtractions from the draft strategic plan. At this point, I want to thank all. We started with the Office of the Governor. I want to thank him for sparing the time and for dedicating his team to give us his views. We went to the House, the County Assembly Committee, and we thank them most sincerely, led by Honorable Chirchir, for also sparing their time to give us their views and give us views of the people they represent, because they represent the House and they represent the people, the communities and the citizens. We went to other public service board. I have mentioned was in Gishu. We went to Public Service Commission. We met with the heads of departments. We met with the different faith-based groups. We met with the unions, and they gave us the memorandum, both the two major unions in the county. And that's what I'm saying. Other than the views, we also want to thank you for giving us direction on how to draft it. After we have drafted the strategic plan, now the homework is on us. That is our scorecard. That is the legacy we want to leave. And I'm telling you, come and judge us. We have already started drafting action plans for this half year. Actually, it is less than half year, it's 5 months. What we have said we will do in year 1, we are already planning to do. What we can accommodate in the next 5 months, or less than 5 months, we hope we will do. So when you get the time to look at the strategic plan, start seeing what is supposed to be done in year 1 and see whether we are doing it. That strategic plan, like Mr. Maritim has said, acts also as a basis for us to ask for funding. And I'm glad the County Executive Committee, headed and chaired by the Governor, is here. I'm glad the committee is here for the House that will scrutinize the budget. And I'm glad the leader of majority is here, who is the Duale. Things will not go wrong because he is here and because he knows. There are things that as a county we will not achieve if we are not properly aligned in terms of people. So I want to request that investing in County Public Service Board is investing in the machinery that will deliver on development, that will deliver on service delivery. Our vision, you must have read it, is an excellent County Public Service Board that provides effective services and promotes the people to champion service delivery. It took us almost 2 days to develop the vision and mission. What is it that the County Public Service Board wishes that it be remembered and it be known in the fulfillment of its time? And that is exactly what we wish to be remembered for, or what we wish to be known for, as the excellent County Public Service Board that provides effective services and promotes the people to champion service delivery. The second part of that sentence is where we also need resources. If people do not demand quality service, if people do not champion service delivery, those providing it will not have a feedback or will not have a basis to push themselves higher. We as a board are committing ourselves that we will do all we can on the supply side and on the demand side. We will do all we can. So supply side, I mean those people who are doing the service delivery. We will try and mobilize and motivate the teams to ensure that those of us who are helping deliver the mandate of the county government under the manifesto of the governor, that they do it to the best of their ability, that they are properly facilitated to deliver. But also, We are hoping if we get money in this first quarter, in this second half of the year, in the supplemental that is coming, that we can put in a system where people will champion service delivery, where a patient will give an instant message that I have gone and there is no medicine, where a farmer will give feedback to the Department of Agriculture on an issue, where an administrator will get a feedback of a dispute. This is going to be sort of an intelligent process where all that feedback can help us transform service delivery. So that's part of our vision. If we achieve this, this will be our legacy. This will be the legacy of the inaugural board. Our mission is to align human resource, support systems, and functions to achieve efficiency and effectiveness in service delivery. So other than focusing on human resource, we are hoping that the board can assist, especially working in collaboration with HR, to align the resources that are meant to be used by these human resources in such a way that we are able to deliver effectively and efficiently. And those two words are very weighty, because effectiveness is about doing that which we intend to do. If you are a doctor serving the patient and enabling them to be treated and cured, but how do you do it? So we talk about efficiently. Efficiency is about cost, which is the resources and time, so that we don't end up tying a patient for long hours. We as a board are planning to make sure that all our processes will deliver on ensuring that the county of Elgeyo Marakwet, county government of Elgeyo Marakwet, will deliver services as is needed, as is planned, as is captured in the CIDP, efficiently and effectively, by also working on the support systems. And we are talking about staff development. We are talking about work environment. We are talking about a performance management platform. We are talking about supervision. We are talking about operation and maintenance budgets, so that we do not have staff who cannot move out, who cannot respond, who have no stationery. So we are hoping that continuously we will work together to facilitate the county government to achieve its objectives through people and through processes that people work on. Lastly, I want to say that the strategic plan delivery process, they say the strategy is important, and very important, because without a plan, you are planning to fail. But the implementation process and the monitoring and evaluation process are equally very important. So I want to call on all of us to do a feedback loop, in terms of putting us to task on where we have not achieved, and giving us feedbacks that this is probably not what the county is desiring, so that we can keep. And I think we have put in the strategic plan methods or mechanisms to review it, to review our work plan, and to review if things change significantly. So with those few remarks, I want to most sincerely thank all of you. I want to thank Your Excellency the Governor for being committed to County Public Service Board. I think the chair from Nandi knows, and I know almost all boards know, that although we are supposed to be semi-autonomous, or to practice some independence of mandate is not very easy. This is a very difficult job. It is a job, especially as chairman, I know it is not easy. It is almost a thankless job. The stakeholders, I know only one other position in the country that is as what can I say, very difficult. And the good thing is the owner of that office is not here. I think the office of the speaker is one that is very hard. I think the office of the chairperson, and specifically the chair of the board, is also very hard. So, and I hope we will continue supporting and helping us. I want to, like I said, thank you most sincerely, all the boards for coming. And thank Elgeyo for leading the way.
What you're doing today is actually a roadmap that the Public Service Board has given us that we need to follow until 2019. And you know, in public service is one of the catalysts that it creates a lot of socio-economic for purposes of improving the livelihood of the citizens of Elgeyo Marakwet. That if we work very well and use the public service well, we can actually spur development within a very short time to an extent that the county is transformed. And everybody will have resources within their reach. Everybody will have quality of services and delivery of services within time. And I've seen, being the county of champions, the chairman, I don't know whether it was deliberate, that in your mission you're saying an excellent county public service that provides effective service and promotes the people to champion. You know, this is a county of champions. That all of us are champions, and so we want to champion these services, the delivery of services for our people in this county. I don't know whether it was deliberate, chairman, but I know it was also strategic thinking that we thought it wise that we need to link that to our county being a county of champions. And so, as much as possible, I know from the other counties of friends from different counties that are here today, that we want to work closely together, and that's why all of us are here, that the northeast counties need to work very closely together and look at some of the lessons that we can draw from each of the counties and replicate. As the chairman went to Elgeyo, they were able to draw some lessons from there. Nandi is also here today, Trans over here, West Pokot, Baringo. Let's learn from each other and be able to look at what are some of the lessons that we can learn from each one of us and replicate for the development of this nation. What I'm requesting us as members of public service board, and I'm so grateful that His Excellency our Governor has been supporting us in this county, and His Excellency our Deputy Governor, and all of us together, that let us insulate public service from all manner of politics. Let's insulate it as much as possible. That we can be able to work together. Yes, I know in a house you must be one man, we may complain here and there, but at least at the end of the day, we insulate public service from politics, so that we can be able to give them room to deliver the services that we need for our people. So as much as possible, I'm asking leader of maturity is here and the MP that let's take this message to our friends politicians, that as much as possible for all the public service boards to work effectively and all the departments within the county to work effectively, let's insulate our public service from politics. And you know the role of public service actually to implement the policies of the government policies that are, if you look in the Schedule 6 that we, Schedule 4, all the devolved functions and non-default functions, that the role of public service is just to implement those policies. And the only way to be able to implement those policies is to have a smooth and a conducive environment for us to, for the public service to function. Otherwise, I'm so grateful, Chairperson, for public service. I'm so grateful for all of us, for the team, the planning team that worked together. I know we came several times looking at these documents, giving our inputs, and I've seen the document, all the inputs that we suggested have already been built in that document. So having that roadmap, because we don't want to have any road taking us anywhere. I know we've already done so many things together, from looking at when we came into the county. We looked at the audit of the public service that we have, the human resource that we had. We audited them, saved some money from people who had already left the county, they are not offering services here. Ensure that we saved the money and recruited more staff to our public service within the county. We've already also done the public, performance agreements all the CCs and they've signed with our governor, and the CEOs have also signed with the CCs, and the directors have also signed with the chief officers, and it is cascaded down. We've also done some, there's a team under the leadership of our county secretary who will come and speak. I'll give him an opportunity to come and say something. There's an HR advisory committee that are already sitting down to look at promotions, upgradings, and making sure that we are attracting and retaining some of our human resources within the county, that we can be able to deliver effective and efficient services within the county. We've already done a training needs assessment together with the School of Government, Baringo, and the report is ready so that we can be able to empower our staff with the capacities that they require to deliver these services. So our motto is to retain and attract and be able to motivate our staff as much as possible. And because of that, the leadership of our governor and the support he has already given us from the time we began the county, we've been paying our salaries on time. We've been able to work very closely with them, be able to talk, having that discussion, that people talk, and that openness of a governor walking to a facility or walking to an institution and be able to talk with them, ask them, how can I help? You know, the most important thing is that when a leader of the caliber of a governor walking to an institution and asking the staff, how can I help? You feel relieved that kumbe unatujali, uko pamoja na sisi. And he's been available and he's been giving them his telephone numbers that in case you have any problem, kindly call. Usikufe na kazi. And that has been the motto that has helped us to steer this far. And so we want to continue having this document that can be able to take us work together as a team, be able to function effectively, public service board to be able to function effectively. Let's give him the full support. I know my chair in the house has been giving us very good support in terms of looking at what we have, to an extent that we've already discussed and is increasing the resources next financial year, and even the supplementary for you and even for us as a department, so that we can be able to function. And I'm happy that the chair is here. You will be able to attest to that. And so I'm so grateful for the entire team. I'm so grateful for all of you who come here today. We want to wish you well as you go back. Call us also so that we can learn from you, and we can be able to support each other. I know the kind of support, the moral support that you've given us. I'm talking to the public service boards who come from different counties today, and even all the invited guests. It's a gesture that gives us a morale and to say that we are together in this. And so I want to wish the chairman and his team, our support as a department, will be able to work together. Let's consult as much as possible and be able to provide resources for the implementation of this strategic plan. Because if we don't implement, then it will gather dust in the shelves. But we have to implement it as it is said. I know, as he said, he has already developed some work plans on how to implement it, and we'll be able to support that. I want to give this opportunity to the county secretary to make one statement. It's one remark, because he's also the chair of the Human Resource Advisory with the other members of the committee within our county. Otherwise, as he arrives, I want to thank you so much, His Excellency the Governor, His Excellency our Deputy Governor, and Dr. Jebet, for the support that you are giving us and the County Assembly, that we can be able to make sure that everybody looks forward to this County of Champions, and everybody will want to come to this County of Champions, as it is demonstrated now that everybody is applying jobs, that he wants to come to Elgeyo Marakwet because of the way the working relationship that we established. Thank you so much.
It gives me pleasure to stand before you here this afternoon to say a few things about today's occasion, which much has been talked about. First of all, I want to congratulate the Public Service Board for Elgeyo Marakwet for a job well done. I'm aware that some of you have not seen the strategic plan that is going to be unveiled today. But for those of us who are chance to see the draft, I'm sure it is a good document, and I can assure you in advance that it's a good document. And for that purpose, give them a clap. We are aware that the strategic plan is about where we are, where we want to go, and how do we go there. And how do we go there is now what is contained in the strategic plan. As it is always said, that if you don't know where you are going, then no road will take you there, or any road will take you there. But they have thought that they don't want to follow just any road. They want to follow a particular road. And that particular road is guided by their strategic thinking, which has been put in that document. And what now remains is the implementation bit of it, which is also not a very easy task. But I want to thank His Excellency for according the public service an opportunity to work in a very free atmosphere and being supportive in every way. And I think that has also given them impetus to work on the document. It is not very many counties, as you've been told, that have come up with the strategic plans, as we are aware that county governments are new entities, and therefore people are still finding their bearings. But I think in Elgeyo Marakwet, we are almost there, because with the strategic plan in place, we are much aware that the public service now will be deliberately guided on where they want to be. And as you are aware, that public service is the engine for development, especially economic development, and for efficient service delivery. It is important that the path of performance is guided. Having said that, I'm aware that maybe not many of us, especially outside there, know what the public service does. What we all know is that public service is a recruitment entity, and it ends there. So people are wondering, if they have finished recruitment, what else will they be doing? But when you look at the functions that is being given in this pamphlet, you will realize that they have a number of functions which are equally important. I think, Chair, you need also to mention the one for research, because you're also supposed to do research so that you can update the data and maybe look for new ways of doing things. Because in the county government, we want to run the county government like private entities. And that can only happen if a research is being done so that we get new ideas and we get to implement them in the public service. When you look at the core values that they have given, one of them is accountability, then creativity and innovativeness. This is what we are calling the public service, that we want to do things differently so that we make a difference. The issue of the usual phenomena should be a thing of the past. We should be creating an environment for creativity by the public servants so that at least we can have new developments and new achievements. If we do that, then the lives of our people in Elgeyo Marakwet will be better than we found it. So I want to urge my colleagues that with this strategic plan, let's now get out there, implement it, let us give room for creativity and innovativeness so that we can achieve much more. Now that we are a county of champions, and it should be seen by an example, so that we lead by an example. A champion is not championing from behind, but championing from front. And therefore, I want to urge you to work very hard around the clock so that we are able to achieve what we have set to achieve. I know that the lifespan is for 6 years, and this strategic plan is up to 5 years. So, but the goodness is that it has found you midway, so you'll have the opportunity to implement it fully before you exit. And we also pray that when that time for exiting comes, then you can have an opportunity maybe to come back to finish the strategic plan that you started, that you developed rather. I want to urge my colleagues, because we are now in performance contracting, that we take that document seriously, because that is also guiding our way to development. And we are soon going to do monitoring on what you are doing. We are setting up a secretariat to go and do the monitoring. And therefore, it's not just a document signed and left there. This is something that we want you to actualize by doing the work. So what you have lined up in the performance contract document, as well as your work plans, should be well executed, such that when the monitors come, because we are even intending to get an external evaluator who's coming to evaluate us. Whereas we also do the internal monitoring so that we know whether what we have set out to do is actually being done or there are deviations, and then what are the corrective measures. I want to thank you once again and wish you all the best, those of us who come from outside the county, and as you get back, go back knowing that we are good partners and we now know our friends. With those few remarks, God bless you. Thank you.
Your Excellency, our Governor, Deputy Governor, Chairman, Service Board, all protocol observed. Good afternoon. It's my great pleasure today to be part and parcel of the launching of this strategic plan for the Service Board, and congratulations, Service Board. I'm Honorable Vincent Kituma. I stand here again as a representative from this area. And I know you have been already welcomed by my great, very strong manager of this center. And it's my opportunity again to welcome you to this ward. Feel free. This is a center of it has all hospitality. Secondly, I stand again as a chair, the way the chair ICT and Public Service as stated earlier. I chair implementation. And maybe I want to extend this now to the Service Board. Sometimes we have been discussing as a committee, because we usually follow our outsourced solutions. And among the things that we approved the names that was presented by His Excellency the Governor for approval. That's the team for the Service Board. But now it reached a point that he was feeling, how do these people operate? I know are these people, and actually, thanks today, we have known you. I think now we are not blinded to you. Sometimes when you move without seeing, sometimes you might not know. There's a story that has been stressed by Kelly. Communication is very important, and now I think things are okay. And they're almost saying, pull up the socks, but now you are in the right direction. And others, we are wishing you all the best. The committee are up to the task to work with you. Been analyzing some issues for the issues that we have been approving. So things are okay. And others, may God bless you so much. Let's cooperate and let's believe all that we have learned today will be fully implemented. Thank you very much.
When I said to my lecturers at the community, they say I'm the chair of the public service, so you are doing employment. Chair, I think I know very well this strategic plan as the civic education. We train our community to know that the function of the public service board, so that they cannot ask us a lot of questions that you are doing employment and you are not giving us. Another one is concerning the budget. I know the chair of public CC in charge have mentioned, and I want to assure you that we shall do our best I know the leader of government business is here. Also, we shall do our best. We struggle that you get some funds to assist it to remain the same. And also the last one is the resources. You know, every time we say we have limited resources, nobody will say the resources that I have is enough for me. Even our colleagues who are in Turkana County, they receive more than 10 billion, but they still say it is a limited resources also. So everybody needs more resources, but I want to assure that His Excellency the Governor is doing a good job. Although we have a 3.something billion as our budget, I think we shall do the best from the small that we have. And at that point, I don't want to say more because I know my members, they still have other committees at the assembly and they want to also rush. I want to take this opportunity also to welcome the leader majority to say one or two as we conclude. Thank you and welcome. Clap for the leader majority.
Also one happy man today to be this meeting that we are launching the strategic plan of our county public service board of the county. And maybe I would wish to recognize if I have another member from the assembly service board. Polly, are you there? Oh, yes. Yeah, I just wanted to meet you. Thank you, Polly. Actually, I will want to mention about 2 or 3 things. First is to congratulate the County Public Service Board of Elgeyo Marakwet for coming up with this document. This is part of the documents that will guide and help the Assembly as far as the oversight authority is concerned. Because as of today, the Assembly is not privy of where does the County Public Service Board want Elgeyo Marakwet to. But this document will be an advisory to that effect. I want to say that as the leader of majority of the Assembly, I want to mention the fact that we have a very good Assembly of 30 membership and very understanding members. Sometimes it's said if you are called to the Assembly, it is war. For Elgeyo Marakwet, it's the other way around. We need to talk, we need to communicate, we need to dialogue, we need to get a way forward. That's why we want to say we are not dumb-chesting as an Assembly, but we are saying we are an Assembly who mean good for Elgeyo Marakwet County residents. And when a time comes when member of service board or the county public service board is called the Assembly, it's not any war. It is just putting things in order. It's just putting our house in order. I want to appreciate the vision and the mission there. And when I read through it, I tend to ask myself, yes, the membership we've seen are 6 in number. They have talked of effective service, provide effective service. At what point do we have the chairman in cabinet giving those effective services? At what time do we have the county secretary to the board giving service in it? We want to mention that the best a board could do is to give us the best staff in the county, the best staff. As the chair of the service board, he will not treat in Todd Hospital, but you give us somebody who will treat in Todd Hospital. Give us the best. You will not inseminate in a K, but it's up to you to give us the best person to do the insemination in the K. That's where we will see your effective services. But if, as a result of it, people you employ, the county goes down, that's where the Assembly will not be a friend to you. I want to appreciate the fact that we started somewhere and we are somewhere. We trust the board as the Assembly, and I was privileged to be part of the members of the appointment committee, where I happen to have listened to the members of the County Public Service Board, and I'm proud that I would want to say they are the best. Just give us enough guidelines to take this kind of hours where it's supposed to be, where it belongs. When you talk of, I've not gone through the document myself, but I know at some place the issues of code of ethics within the border of Elgeyo should be able to be visible, should be able to be seen by the leaders and the members of the public of Elgeyo Marakwet. Because I believe the biggest task, the roles that we've been given in the County Government Act, Section 59, is the bigger part of it is supervisory. But what are you sending down there for those people to use? Will we be having our staff in the Elgeyo Marakwet County putting their coats on their seats and so that shows their presence and nothing is happening? Will we want to force always our governor to travel to Total Hospital to make sure that people are working? We need those mechanisms to be put by your board, so that at least if everybody does is respected or is given duty, Elgeyo Marakwet for sure will stand by its name that we were given by the able Governor Honorable Tolbo, that we are the county of champions. And we want to keep this by actually meaning what we put down. I don't want to mention much, just want to say to the County Public Service Board, you do all the good that is expected by the people of the Elgeyo Marakwet. You will not have any single word from the members of the County Assembly, because these are the people who have been elected from the grassroots by that 300 and something thousand beds. And as one of your core values states, equity and fairness, you need to uphold this. Otherwise, if the words that you put in this document of yours today will be missing tomorrow, I'm afraid the Assembly will raise some eyebrows and will start to say what happened to this. And especially right now that it has been launched, it is official and it will be the public domain, it will be a document in the Assembly, and we'll be always asking ourselves, what happened to our chairman? Does he talk with our president of the county? Because sometimes we would want to have a government that works in unison, and of course, as we agreed a couple of weeks ago, that Elgeyo Marakwet will have to work with all the leaders, from the national leaders to the lowest leader, to a leader that we are going to even come up very soon, the village person. Finally, I want to say that I want to thank the committee of ICT. I want to applaud them because when the county government of Elgeyo Marakwet got a trophy in Nairobi on ICT issues, it is that committee that got the applause in the Assembly. I just want to add that Your Excellency will be baptized in the committee very soon, because there's a motion that has been brought to the House that would want to have done some work on issues of broadcast, so that we'll get a lot of broadcast issues of Elgeyo Marakwet through the same able committee. Having said that a little, I would want to thank each and every one of you for this day. You have good challenges back home, and for the counties, the visiting counties who have come to be with us, thank you so much. Tell your counties that Elgeyo Marakwet is there to work with the neighbors in a good manner, and we appreciate your coming and being with us during this day. Thank you so much, and may God bless you.
There is this national government and the county government. we've always said that we are all working for the same people. That is why when you have such functions, we are ready to be with you. And when also we have our functions, we will welcome you. So that is the partnership between the national and the county government. Ladies and gentlemen, as you unveil your public service board, I'm sure what is in the document will reflect what is in the Public Service Commission that is national. I know there's that challenge that we have ghost workers. I remember last time people from Nairobi came and they took our particulars, so I'm sure, Your Excellency, there are no ghost workers now. Kwa hivyo wale wako hapa ni rasmi.
This is a very important day today. I'm happy that I found time to be here to join you as we celebrate this strategic plan that will guide our activities, the activities of Elgeyo Marakwet County as far as the Human Service Board activity function is concerned. As we congratulate ourselves, we should realize that this is a roadmap. It is something to give us guidance. I know it will not include as many things as we would have liked it to be included, but I know also the plan is a wish list for our Public Service Board. They would like to give us services as much as they have written here. They want to be efficient, they want to be effective, and they want to execute the plan as designed. And you know, normally when we have a plan like this, we have so many things that we want to put in so that we don't leave anything behind. And today I think it's a very important day, and I wish many people from our Elgeyo Marakwet County were present so that they can listen to what it means to be in the Public Service Board. Even me, for a long time, I thought it was like, most people think it is the secretariat of the Honorable His Excellency the Governor. We don't know that it is an autonomous board that provides independent service. And we also know that it deals with employment. We don't know that it is dealing with other things. So we still need a lot of civic education for that. So the plan I have not seen, but I know from what we have listened to, it is something good. And we've seen the vision and the mission. So the challenge for the board is to live up to the vision, up to the mission, and the biggest challenge is the implementation of what has been put in there. We have implementation as one challenge, and also we have the challenge of monitoring, and we have the challenge of evaluation. How do we know that we are performing? But I know we have people from who are monitoring us from outside, who are monitoring you from outside. I'm one of them from the national level. We do the oversight of what's happening at the county, all counties. I know the chairman of the devolution, I think he does more than all of us, but we should realize that we are also there to do oversight. After that, we will require feedback, which will form our report card at the end. And so those are some of the things that we need to look at as we implement our strategic plan. So we need a very smart strategy to implement all that we have put in place. I know in Elgeyo Marakwet County, for those of us who are young, maybe you need to reflect back and see how we can balance things. Previously, we used to be called Elgeyo minus Marakwet. That is history. And then we came to be called Elgeyo stroke Marakwet. It's either Elgeyo or Marakwet. And then we became Elgeyo and Marakwet. And finally, where we are now, we are Elgeyo Marakwet. So we want to forget the three names. We have the last one, and we see, we make sure that we balance things so that we are one and not two as provided by the previous names. We need to look out for equity, we need to look out for transparency, we need to look out for accountability, we need to look out for fairness, and the most critical one is the balancing of the wage bill. Somebody has talked about the organogram. Somebody has talked about the number of people required to serve in our county, in our public service, and we all know the limitations that we have when it comes to finance. So we have to balance all those. It's a balancing act, and we have to be very careful, because at the end of the day, the feedback that we get will actually be concentrated in what? The wage bill and the number of people that we have employed. And then the issue of unemployment is really giving us a lot of problems. It is giving our public service board, I'm sure it is giving you sleepless nights. When you advertise a job, you get 1,000 applicants, you get I don't know what, and then at the end of the day, people will say, those jobs even they were not interviewed properly, there were no guidelines for interview, they were just meant for people who are already identified. So those are some of the challenges that we have, and we have to support the public service board, we have to support the governor. The first stone that comes to the public service board, even before it reaches the chairman, nobody knows the chairman of the public service board, it is the governor. So we have to shield the governor, we have to do the right thing so that the governor does not get the blame of all this.
Good afternoon. I think mine will be very brief. I think we've had a big day. But before that, I want to really humble myself and really thank the County Public Service Board and congratulate you on the launching of your strategic plan. Thank you so much. I want to thank you specifically for choosing to have a strategic plan that is homegrown. One that we did it ourselves for ourselves for our county. That is something good. And I also want to thank the team, Maritim, and the entire finance and planning department for giving us the leadership and giving us that great document. I think we've done something in this county that's very unique. We did our own county strategic plan in our own style, in our own manner, and today we are launching another document done in our own style for ourselves. And we truly will implement it because we did it knowing what is required of us, committing ourselves to it, and knowing that we can afford it. And for that, then I think it's a reason for us to celebrate. Secondly, I just think that, again, the Public Service Board has taken us far as a county. It is the same Public Service Board that has given us the staff that we are able to now have an effective system in government. I remember the chairman in so many occasions insisting, can we have an organogram? Because it is the organogram that defines the function. It is the one that calls and demands for the staff. It is not just saying we need so and so. I think it is that has given us as a county a system that actually is working and can be acknowledged by several people that our system of governance is working. And in that also note, I really want to appreciate my governor, and I want to ask you to give him a clap. Because I believe that the success that we've had as a county, specifically in dealing with three categories of staff: staff from the former local authorities, staff from the national government, and the staff that we brought on board. If it wasn't for our governor's wisdom, that we were able to have an entry behavior as a political leadership, an entry behavior that gave assurance to our staff that their jobs were secure, that the people of Elgeyo Marakwet value them from wherever part of Kenya that they came from. It is that political assurance, it is that deliberate attempt for its leadership that gave us the efficiency and the effectiveness that we've been able to gain so far. I think our county has been able to gain an efficiency of effective supervision because we are very close to our people and we are able to have our staff deliver. It is the same effectiveness that we've been able to tell our staff that we are here to facilitate you, to give you what it takes to deliver service to Babino and to Moi at Tematoi. It is that particular assurance and it is nothing but leadership. So I want to really appreciate it and I'm happy to be part of that team. I want to thank the board for taking the initiative and boldly declaring to us, not just in words, but declaring it in black and white, that this is what we think as a board is the destiny of Elgeyo Marakwet when it comes to balancing issues to do with human resource and capacity. It's a deliberate statement. I'm happy that the chairman of implementation and the chairman of our committee of the county assembly is here with us when we make that such a strong declarative statement of intent and declarative statement of purpose. You've also given us a declarative roadmap on how we intend to take us forward, especially as we pursue this chance. I'm particularly happy that today the board has made it bare. It's not about recruitment, that it's more than that, that only recruitment could be about 20% of the actual engagements. I wish to join Honorable Chief in saying to the board again, you still need to do one more thing. Sell that message through public awareness so that our people can appreciate that the board is not a recruitment bureau. We need to sell it. I think that they are the politicians. We need to get them on board, and I'm appreciating what we do together. Because I tell you this again, that demands for staff, especially to fill our organic structure and organic structure government, the demands are heavy. But then, legally we are bound to balance between the need for service and the need to not only create that capacity, but create it in a manner that we can afford it. Balancing between the tendency to increase the wage bill and the tendency to overservice. In fact, the other day I got people bashing and saying my governor is not being able to do what he's supposed to do, that we are only spending about 20% of our development expenditure. And I'm like, I look at what people do and write, and I'm like, please ask us our experience at the county. Ask us, because to me, we deserve an A. Because when you imagine that our wage bill, or about 800 million, goes to the Ministry of Health. It's the wage bill for the Ministry of Health. It is clean 800 million. If you categorize that as a retirement expenditure, then I don't know what is development. Because we need these doctors like yesterday. It's our biggest, that knowledge is our biggest investment to delivering medical service. You know? So I was telling somebody, I think we need to reclassify what is development. Because our definition of development is what is giving us problems. Development is not just about, when you build a capacity to deliver a medical care to our people, a capacity that is not equivalent or nobody can match that capacity, to me that is development. But here we are, we're told it's recurrent. But we will march forward, and I'm happy that even in that phase, it is the public service board who gave us the medical staff that has now given us the name to be the county of chapter in the asset. Keep them applaud for that. And as I finish my remark, I want to appreciate our visiting guests. Please, you're welcome to Elgeyo Marakwet. And two, I also guess that before you receive these invitations, you must have shared your experiences and your challenges with our public service board. Thank you for those quiet, low-tone comments that you gave our board. Lastly, I want to really appreciate the committee, the ICT committee in the county assembly. I remember that in one of the forums when we were discussing this document, you are not just present to critique, you are not just present to exercise oversight, you are present to contribute to this document. And I want to really appreciate you in a big way and appreciate the contribution that we've gotten in as an executive. I think we would have gotten it to where we were, and it wasn't by your input. To be sure to it, feel it's someone we value you. I want you to feel appreciated. We are happy to have you again representing our national leadership. Last week we were the other week we were with the assembly. We got your apologies, and you will always be with us. To know you have a place in our county, and we really appreciate your presence and your leadership. I know that you could have been in Parliament, but you decided deliberately to be with us today. Allow me to say thank you so much.
Honorable Jibet, County MP, Deputy Governor, Chairman, Public Service Board, Majority Leader from the County Assembly, Honorable Boit, Chairman, LCT Committee in the Assembly, and the County Assembly members who are present, CECs, Chief Officers, our guests from County Public Service Boards of our neighboring counties, and other staff who are present, not forgetting our MC, Kemei, the only excellency who existed when Moi was the only excellency. Nowadays we are many, and all of us, and also the manager of Cheptebo and the staff. Good afternoon. Very aside. I'm told you, if you want people to feel happy, you have to greet them in their language. Kuamune, Karam, Koisho, basi. Nafikiri hiyo ingine ya Italia huko na Western najifunza polepole. So I think for me, I want to take this opportunity, first of all, to welcome our visitors from our neighboring counties to Elgeyo Marakwet, the County of Champions. I know most of you know Iten, and today, when you're in Cheptebo, you will have experienced all the 3 levels of Elgeyo Marakwet. We normally say that this is a unique county where we have 3 different ecological zones, and you must have realized that where we are today, you can only compare with Mombasa and Kisumu. So this is the lower part, I think the lowest point of Elgeyo Marakwet County. We are in a place about 1,000 meters above sea level, but we go beyond that. I think our friends from West Pokot, we share areas of Kapsite where we are around 3,500. So this makes Elgeyo Marakwet a very unique county, and you are highly welcome. And we love visitors, and thank you for working closely with our County Public Service Board. I also want to take this opportunity in a special way to congratulate the Elgeyo Marakwet County Public Service Board for unveiling its strategic plan today. I think we are happy, and we know that you've done a lot, and you've supported us. It is a very sensitive board. I know the task that you've been given is enormous, but I'm happy that the fact that we've come together, I think we've overcome a lot of challenges. I'm also happy that we are working closely with our neighbors, because I know the challenges in Wasingishu, Baringo, and other counties are just the same. The other day we were in a meeting in Mombasa where we met the governors, senators, and also the county assembly forum. And one thing that came out clearly was the issue of weight bill. And I know that one lies squarely with the County Public Service Board. Because we realize that the challenge that we have in this country, both levels of government, the county government and the national government, is the issue of weight bill, which is still a mystery. We don't know how we will overcome that. But unless Kenyans are taught and also taken through such forums, and I think what the boards need to do is to do a massive campaign and teach our people that we will not develop by just employing. When we were campaigning for the new constitution in 2010, I think one of the things that we kept on promising people as a selling point for the new constitution was the issue of creation of employment. And again in 2013, all of us went around telling people that we are forming new governments, county governments, and what will come out of that is a lot of our youth will get employment. And that's why every time you see an advertisement in the papers, you realize that a job which should only attract about 20 or 30 people, you see 1,000 people applying for that position. So it's a challenge, and we need to sensitize our people. Because development does not only come through people getting employment. We need to channel more money to development so that at least it can reach all the people in our counties. Because employment alone is not the solution. And again, I think when county governments came in place, one of the things that we knew in our minds is that whenever we have excess staff, we would just return them to national government. But that didn't happen. Because immediately we wanted to send some of the employees to national government, we were told that our money will be reduced depending on the number of staff that we send to Nairobi. Then we said, why should we send our people and have the money retained in Nairobi? It's better we pay them and see how we can work with them and develop our counties. So it's still a challenge, and I know right now we are in deep discussions, and I think our meeting in Mombasa the other day was very fruitful. I remember one of the senators, the chairman of county public accounts, Senator Poli Kanwali, was giving us an example of this county where 80 drivers are there and they only have 20 vehicles. So inamaanisha gari moja lazima ikuwe na drivers juu wangapi. And you know the world is changing. Nowadays, I think where the world is moving to the issue of having a driver, having all this stuff, watu wanataka wafanye kazi zao. It is an issue of even secretaries in our offices. Nowadays, people move with their laptops. If you need to type some things, you just do it on your own. If you have to go somewhere, you drive yourself. And that's why I keep on telling people that unless the public service in Kenya is operated like a business, that is the time that we will overcome all these challenges. Because our people assume that public service, you are just there. Uko tu hapo ndio uwan mshahara na ukae. And I've seen a number of people come to me and they say, shida yako ni nini? Hii pesa ya public. Si wewe uniweke tu mahali hata kama hakuna kazi, mimi nikule tu pole. But if we run the public service like a business, and that is what I've been preaching to our people. Because when you employ a doctor to treat somebody in the hospital, that should translate to more resources coming. Because an healthy county, an healthy nation will mean that people will work more. Because if we have more sick people, it means we will not work. But if we employ a doctor and ensure that all our people are healthy, then they will work and will get more resources. And at the end of the day, we'll even make more money. Unless we think in that direction, then things will not be the same. Because we'll continue struggling, the issue of wage bill, which will again translate to more taxes. You know, this country we pay a lot of taxes, but these taxes doesn't translate to services. Because what happens to this area, when I collect more sales from mangoes and other things, and the same money is used to pay employees, then I will not be able to come and do the roads, come and promote the agriculture in the area, and maybe in the next coming years we will not have farmers doing well so that they can give us. So that tells us that public service board, you have a lot to do. And again, I think we need to do more civic education. Mheshimiwa amesema hata yeye hakuwa anaelewa. And I know most of the time people come to me, they want employment. And especially now that the Constitution gives our people the right of the issue of regional balance. And I think Elgeyo Marakwet for the last 2 years, it has been hell for some of us. Sometimes you even have a function somewhere, but you don't want to go because the first question they will ask you, wapi share yetu? And again, these people, we keep on telling them that county government hii pesa kidogo imeingia county. We still have other opportunities in national government. We also have other counties employing our people, and I want to thank our neighbors. The other day, somebody told me that he has gotten employment in Turkana County. Napata kuwa driver huko. And this is what we should be doing, especially the collaboration that we have. Whenever we have, because I know sometimes we have other positions that we don't have the required people to fill those positions. Then you ask, we start with the neighbors. So that at the end of the day, as we also try to tell our people that we are not employment bureaus, we also satisfy some of them. And I'm happy because sometimes when you have one or two people employed from an area, watu wanafurahi ni kama sasa shida zao zitaishi. In fact, one of the reasons they keep on telling me is that somebody from Boit anataka akifika hivi akichelewa akuwe na mahali pa kulala. Ama somebody from Kochondo wa Papau, when he has a message for governor, anataka mtu wa vile yake anafanya huko ndio atume ambia governor iko hivi na hivi. But we should also teach our people so that they know that anybody, because I think the civil servants that we have work for all of us. And that's why that we are working closely with the national government, because we want a situation where when the national government have staff in some areas, then we don't need to employ as county government. We just use the same employees and we'll do all our things, because at the end of the day, the resources come from the same basket. It is the same Kenyan who is paying taxes so that we can have money to pay these people. One of the things that they keep on telling us also is that, and I think it came out, I think it was on Saturday's paper, that counties are now collecting less money than what local authorities used to do. And it's true, it's not a lie. But we are telling them that maybe the system which local authorities used to use is different, because at that time they could collect more, but they could not account for what they've collected. But now the system is different. Anything that we collect, it has to go to county revenue account before we spend. It has to be approved by the county assembly. The controller of budget has to check how we are using that money. So it becomes hard, and somebody at all naive, because I don't have the other way of taking back the same money, then anakula source. And I think myself I've seen this. I've been going around stopping at different revenue collecting points. And example is the one which collect revenue at our border with Wasikishu. And you realize a motorbike carrying charcoal, they are supposed to pay 50 shillings per bag. Lakini what the revenue people do, wanakata ya 50 bob, alafu hiyo mia wanakawa. And the same person will want to get salary at the end of the month. Where will we get this money? What I was telling them, hata mungekula ni mkule kidogo na mulete mingi ndio tuwarudishie at the end of the month. Sometimes we have places where we use more money to go and collect revenue. And our people are just comfortable. I would expect at the end of the day, these people who are supposed to do that, to tell us that it is not economical to go and collect revenue somewhere. Not how do you use 1,000 shillings to go and collect 300 shillings? It doesn't make any sense. So what I'm trying to say is that public service board, you still have a lot, but we have it now that you have a strategic plan to take us where you want, where we are supposed to be. But again, I think this needs the effort of all of us. And I would wish that in future such meetings, we should even invite the lowest cadre of staff to come and witness what they are doing. Because they are the users of this, for us to actualize this strategic plan, we need their support. And also, I didn't know that this was a big event like this. I could have invited also my friend governors from our neighboring counties tukuje tuishie wote. The other day, the governor of Kisumu was telling me that he's been struggling with this issue of ghost workers. They've done staff audit, but the same characters you wanatupeleka hivi. Until I think the governor devised a different method, where all the salary, kila mtu anaandikiwa check yake. So you come and collect in person. And I've told him he has a number of checks which nobody has come to do. So we use all the means available. And this can only happen when we share information. Kwa sababu ile ubora watatumia Baringo, tukiambiwa mara moja tusivyo lupo, tuchukue ingine from West Pokot, then at the end of the day, we'll now have the right people who are working and we pay them, and at least we'll move on. But I'm telling you, Chairman and your colleagues, you still have a lot to do. I know they have pressure from the community on issues of employment, service delivery, and that's why sometimes when they push you, it's not that they want to cruise by you, but they want to improve the service. And this is something which we must do, all of us, including the citizens. I keep on telling them that, first of all, they must demand for these services. For me to know that there is a problem somewhere, unless that citizen demand for services, then now from there we can move on and see how to ensure that we provide those services. Hili watu wetu imekuwa tu ni kawaida. Because I think the culture that our people have learned over a number of years is that whenever you are dealing with a public servant, kazi yako ni kupiga magoti na kuomba. Naomba unisaidie. Daktari naomba uni. But now we need to change that and tell our people that they need to demand for service. And I'm happy because I think the other day, people were telling us that wanataka ng'ombe yao ichanjwe haraka haraka. Hawataki mchezo. They demand for these services. So I think what we need to do is do a massive civic education, inform them what is expected from the public service board, and also discourage them from this notion of every time they want to get employment from counties or even. I was challenging some of you that if you work, if you employ yourself, then after some time you will also be employing others. Because we expect that apart from giving out direct employment, we have other things. We give out contracts. We have a lot of things. We are doing business with the members of public. Those are the areas now where they need to create more employment. Because I'm sure if you are given a contract to build an ECD classroom, within that 3 months you should be able to employ over 10 people in that area. And we move on like that. Otherwise, if we fix our minds, because I know, like now, every day, even now, I know as I talk here, that's not kuna message imeingia hapo mtu anaomba kazi. And especially for us, people call us, they say, tulifanyia campaign, tulipigia kura. But sometimes I tell them, if I have to employ everybody who voted for me, where will I get over 100,000 jobs to employ all of you? It will be a challenge. So again, there's need for us to work together, share our challenges, and move forward. Again, I think I'm happy with the direction that the board or the boards within this region are taking, because we are in serious negotiations with all the leaders from these regions. We want to form a regional bloc, because we realize that as counties on our own, we may not achieve the targets that we've set. So one of the things we are working on at the moment is we want to have a regional investment conference. Because we realize that as much as, especially North Rift area is one of the areas where we have a lot of things. We feed the nation. But we believe that we've been ignored for a very long time. For example, on issues of tourism. The other day we went to London, I think 5 counties. We had one stand trying to sell our counties, but we realized that bodies like Kenya Tourism Board, they are used to selling Mombasa and Masai Mara. And yet, these are things that most of the tourists, in fact, if you go anywhere outside this country, ukisema unatoka Kenya, mtu atakwambia Masai Mara or Mombasa. And yet, we have people who have come to Kenya so many times, but they keep on going to the same places. But I believe that in Woodfield, we have totally different things that we can offer to tourists and also investors. So there is need for us to come together, and I want to encourage you that if you are CC, please alliance with the CCs from the region. Public Service Board, you've seen what they are doing. Chief officers, mufanye hivyo. If you are director somewhere, make sure you know the directors from this region. So that when we are selling products from the region, at least we sell it as a block. And also identify opportunities for our counties. So that at the end of the day, we combine our efforts. Because sometimes we may struggle as Elgeyo Marakwet selling one product, which was in issue selling Baringo, and I know we have a lot of shared resources. Government tourism, Kapnarok and Bimoy is just one ecological system. Why should Baringo use a lot of money to sell Kapnarok differently and Elgeyo Marakwet sell Bimoy? Yet we can combine our resources and sell it as Kerio Valley National Reserve. We have to do these things in a quicker way, and we'll be able to achieve our goals as counties. So I think for me, with this strategic plan, Elgeyo Marakwet public service will be transformed. You know, there are a lot of things that are expected from the public service. But one of the things that we want to emphasize is we need all the civil servants to feel appreciated. Because I know sometimes they do a lot of work. The other day when Elgeyo Marakwet was ranked among the best in ICT, the governor is the one mwenye anapigiwa simu na messages mingi. When we did well in education, it is with the leaders who receive a lot of congratulations or messages. But we also need to look for a way where every individual is appreciated. And that way I think our people will change their attitude and we'll be able to serve our people better and will improve the life standards. And again, I think we are living in a very difficult situation because the gap between the rich and the poor is so wide. But if we can bring the life standards here, kila mtu. You know, I was telling somebody, if in Kenya today we say the issue of food, hiyo tumemalizana nayo, issue of clothing, education and health. Then the rest hata gari yako ikiharibika, you don't need to worry. You just park by the roadside na uendelee na safari. And tomorrow you will find it in time. But right now, that gap is so big that if you have something small, you live in fear. Sisi hata reserve huku kulala kama mlango iko wazi inashika. Naambiwa hata watu wa reserve siku hizi kuacha vyombo nje imekuwa ngumu. Kuacha sufuria peke yake nje. It's because life is becoming unbearable for some of our people. And that is what we want to try and do so that all of us can at least access the basic requirements. Then the rest will be now working on better things. And I know this lies squarely on the public service. We need to transform the public service. I want to thank the Elgeyo Marakwet Public Service Board. I know you've done a lot, including also the employees of the county. You've ensured that we have all the structures filled in the county, and we're happy with the way you are conducting your business. So I know at times all of us cannot be satisfied. Though sometimes maybe you do a good job, but after I receive 2 or 3 calls, then I might be forced to change my mind. Niseme kumbe hao watu hawakufanya vile nilikuwa nataka. But again, we must know that we cannot satisfy all of us. What we need to do is to do the best, we do our best, and ensure that we move forward. The other day I was in one of the wards in the county, and somebody was crucified me just because he was not shortlisted. And he was saying, you must shortlist, kila mtu mwenye ame-apply kazi akuwe shortlisted. Now you wonder, you advertise for a position and 1,000 people apply. Will you do the interview for the rest of the year? Because sometimes interviewing only 20 people is a challenge. But again, we realize that because after calling the chairman to ascertain what was the problem, we realized he didn't attach the certificate from my education was good. And I was telling him these small things that we used to block others from shortlisting so that at least the board can have easy time in interview in the field. So it's up to them to ensure that they meet all the requirements. But you, especially now that we are using an ICT system, if you tell the system anybody who doesn't have this and that, you block him out. You don't expect the board to sit down and check and know everybody. Ikiwa wanasema mimi nimesoma, niko na hii, but if you know that about the required documents, what will happen? The job will be taken by somebody who has lower qualification than yourself because he complied with the requirements of the recruitment process. So I don't want to talk much. I want to thank all of you. I know the action plan for this will require a lot of resources, but we will work hard to ensure that we are paying resources so that we can implement such a wonderful document. If I was told to run maybe ICT department in all the counties, I thought maybe Elgeyo Marakwet should be in position for the subject. That's because of the amount of resources that we've allocated to that department. I think it is the least funded in the county. But that tells us that even with little resources, we can still do more and have our people appreciate what we are doing. And that's why as Elgeyo Marakwet County, we keep on telling ourselves that as much as we are the second from the bottom in terms of resource allocation, we can still use the few resources and achieve a lot. One of the things I keep on telling our people is that in the history of this country, we've never had 3 billion coming to Elgeyo Marakwet County. Even 1 billion alone. And I think our friends from national government will tell us that over all those years, and that's why even when last year they were using the trade that pesa itarudi, because they were used to money coming around end of May, by June imerudi yote. So wananchi wanajua pesa inarudi. And I think now they are changing the strategy. The other day they released a report, and you wonder how the members of public change to the release of such a report. Leo wanasema umefanya kazi. Tomorrow when they release a report that Elgeyo Marakwet is doing nothing, then they now start seeing that you are not doing anything. So we should also teach our people to know what they expect from the county government, so that such reports will not delay what we are doing and they start blaming us for a lot of things. I was talking to some youth from Wasingishu County, and it happened that last month we were with the same youth. Walikuwa nasema county government ya Wasingishu wamefanya kazi, especially in roads. But the other day nawapata ati wanapanga demonstration, then I was asking them, na isinde barabara mlikuwa mnasema imetengenezwa, wakasema kumbe tulikuwa tunadanganya. And I was telling them, roads, you don't need to be cheated, you just see them. Maybe if it's ICT, because these are things that it is hard for a common man to understand what is happening. You unaweza sema utidanganya. But surely things like roads, we build hospitals, we build classrooms. Are those things that you need somebody to tell you that hii kazi imefanyika? But we are committed as leaders of these counties that this will not derail us. We work hard because we know ultimately our report card will be needed in 2017. Sio sahi, hata mkifanya demonstration kama nafanyi kazi, that one will not matter. But the time we will go for the panel, your report card will matter at that time. I want to appreciate also the leaders from this region, especially Elgeyo Marakwet County. We are now working together as a team. Mkiona Mheshimiwa Chebet hapa, mimi nikimwona, I see all the other leaders because I know we are working together. We decided that this year we want to focus on development of the county. This year saingine tukutane baadaye. But for now we want to focus on development and we need the support of all of us so that we move this country to another level. Otherwise, for those few remarks, kwa wageni mnakaribishwa sana. You don't need to go in a hurry. Angalia what we have in Elgeyo Marakwet. I keep on telling our friends from Wasingishu, because you know most of us tumekuja kujenga Eldoret. Now it's your turn to come and build Elgeyo Marakwet. Mnataka wamesema hiyo mambo ya biashara tulisema tutawaachia. Lakini mambo ya tourism sasa mkuje Elgeyo Marakwet. And I know we are working with Maritim with that. And also Tanzania tunafanya kazi. Niko telling my friend in Tanzania, unajua Elgeyo Marakwet ukiona map, there is a corner yenye inaingia Tanzania kidogo. And I was telling him I need to put my boundary in laini ndio hao washughulikie pande ile nyingine. And again, don't forget that this is the county that is supplying you with water. Kama ikianza kunyesha, we want to see the public service board to leave by coming to Elgeyo Marakwet, mkuje mpande miti ya kutosha ndio mpate maji. And I think it's another area where we are working closely with our neighbors on issues of environment. You will realize now that Social River is dry. If it doesn't rain for another week, hamutakuwa na maji, just because of distractions in Kaptagat Forest. So all of us, we need to combine efforts, we come together and ensure that hii mambo yote tuangalie pamoja.
Roll it up, roll it up, roll it up. All right, Elgeyo Marakwet County Public Service Board, launch of the strategic plan.